Hi pickleballers and pickle tech community. Today we're diving deep into Aiso Ryu, a unique wide body paddle that's making waves in the pickleball world with its innovative design and construction approach. So the Aiso Ryu is a 15mm paddle that is a wide body shape but feels a little bit head heavy. The stat speaks for itself. It is somewhat of a third-gen construction which makes it very unique, but at $100, there's really nothing too much to complain about. What makes the Ryu particularly fascinating is its construction. Aiso has taken innovative approach by implementing double foam injections towards the 8 and 4 o'clock position of the paddle face. They've reinforced this with a cured carbon tape during the thermoforming process, which helps stabilize it, expands the sweet spot. This design choice is quite different from traditional third-gen construction, where foam is typically injected and it runs around the entire perimeter of the paddle. Now I'm excited to share some different perspectives on this paddle. We've got Colby and Jermaine here with us today. Colby brings an OG perspective in pickleball. While he has some table tennis background, I would say, on his backyard, that's about it. But he does play with the ALWC, which is a little bit comparable to this paddle. Jermaine's tennis experience offers a great insight into power generation and court coverage. Let's hear what they think about the Ryu.
All right, what's going on, Pickle Tech community? It's your boy Colby Pickleball. I'm here for my first review, and today I'll be reviewing the Aiso Ryu. And so I've had the privilege of using this paddle for the past couple weeks now. My main paddle is right here, actually, the Paddle Tech Bantam ALW. So just comparing the two, first of all, this is like a $250 paddle. This one's $100. I promise you, playing with it, instantly you could tell it's worth more than $100. This is a great paddle. Starting off with the serves, I will say it's a great paddle for serves. I feel like no matter what kind of serve you're doing, I drop and then I serve it. Very responsive. I found that I was rarely hitting it out and rarely hitting it into the net, so it's a great paddle for that. Moving up during the transition, I will say it was sort of like a 50-50 with me, because there were moments where I was working with the paddle and I was getting those perfect drops or a perfect drive. I would say it's a very poppy paddle. Because of that, I was sort of messing up at times. Maybe it's because of how I'm holding it, or because of the bigger sweet spot than what I'm used to as compared to the Paddle Tech. I found myself accidentally hitting it a little too high sometimes, but besides that, this is overall a super solid paddle. If you're one of those that likes the top spin, like a two-hand top spin dink, this is a great paddle. I will say you just have to get used to the sweet spot and get used to the poppiness. But once you are used to the poppiness, this paddle is great for that. It's super aggressive. Because of the poppiness, obviously overheads, it's easy. You don't have to put all your strength into it. The power comes from the paddle, so great for dinking. The way that this paddle changed my game, I will say, because I had to adjust to the poppiness of it and the change in sweet spot, it made me realize that no matter what paddle you're using, you really need to take that half a second when a ball's coming at you and think, okay, this ball's coming at me with topspin, it's coming at me with backspin. How do I need to position the paddle? How do I need to hit? How hard do I need to swing? This paddle really made me realize that they all look really similar. They're all very unique and different. That's what this paddle taught me. It's transitioned with other paddles, and this paddle especially, once I finally got the hang of it, I felt so confident with every hit, no matter where I was on the court. No matter if there's backspin coming at me, topspin, whatever it is, I was very confident because of what this paddle has taught me. On first hand, when Brian handed me this paddle, I was like, what the heck? This has got to be like a $200 paddle. But nah, this paddle's $100, and look at the design on it. This is just a beautiful paddle. Beautiful paddle. You can see the design just going all the way across the face, plus the dragon. It's just a really good looking paddle. It's very unique. There's no other pickleball paddles that have this designer look, or even colorway, to be honest. It is also a very unique colorway. I think the design is beautiful with this paddle, really.
What's up, pickleball peeps? It's your boy Jermaine, and I'm back, and I got another review for you today. We have the Aiso Ryu. When I say this is a pretty good paddle, I really mean it. It started off very soft, a little bit too soft for my liking. I actually had another paddle that I was demoing before this, and when I was playing a bunch of 4-0, 4-5 players, and at the time I would play with the other paddle and try to switch to this paddle. I honestly could not switch to this paddle only because I felt like it was just really, really soft. It wasn't giving me enough pop like I needed it to. Once I actually put that old paddle away, I started playing with this full time. I say within maybe 2 days, the paddle really opened up and became really aggressive with the pop. It was very, very strong. Anytime I needed to put power to anything I did, it was very easy to generate that power with this paddle. It was unbelievable with the control as well. The spin was really, really impactful. I really liked the fact that it was on the lighter side. So when I got into battles with it, it was very easy to win those battles because I was very prepared and putting the paddle in the right places as well. When it came to my forehand, I really liked it because of the control aspect and the power that it did generate. It wasn't super poppy, but it was poppy, and so that what really impressed me. When I switched to my backhand, I really had to pay a little bit of attention just because the sweet spot was a little bit softer to get used to at first, but once I opened it up, it came to me and I could easily just put little twist and power to my backhand. Dinks were very engaging actually. I really like the dinks just because it really at first was kind of rough to dink, but once the paddle opened up, it was actually a lot easier to dink. A lot of times when I was trying to reset the ball, that came actually pretty easy to me. I was not expecting it to be that forgiving when I was doing resets. As soon as I needed to get into a battle and I needed to calm that battle down to reset it, I could easily just put the paddle there and it did its job. It did the work for me. So I really like that part. I think for most people that like a paddle that is soft at first and then it opens up at later down the line, this is a great paddle for you guys.
After hearing those insights from Colby and Jermaine, you can see why the Ryu is generating such interest in the pickleball community. At $100 with an additional $10 off using Pickle Techie, this paddle offers exceptional value while delivering performance that competes with paddles costing significantly more. Remember, like and subscribe to stay updated on our long-term testing of the Ryu, especially as we monitor how it handles potential typical third-gen issues. We'll be posting regular updates on durability and performance over time. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the courts.